Hello guys, it's Nikki, you also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Awesome 10X Live Market Update. It's the Philippine market for October 12, 2020. It's a Monday. Today we're going to discuss this news. Okay, we're actually just reading it for you. This is based on Rappler. Converge sets an IPO price of 16.8 per share. Converge ICT solution. At least 1.73 billion shares are up for Converge's maiden sale. So 1.7 times, sabihin na lang natin, times 20. So it's about 30 billion pesos. The market is gonna see that internet provider Converge will make a cheaper price for its IPO with expected high demand for its maiden stock sale. In a letter, this 16.8 is gonna start between October 12 and Friday for 1.73 billion shares. The target listing is on October 26. That's about 14 days or 2 weeks from now on a Monday. And then the IPO was set at the lowest price range of the indicative price range of 16.5 to 19. Originally, it was set at 24 per share. After the Philippine Stock Exchange's approval of the IPO, Converge is the third firm to go public in 2020 despite the volatility brought about by the coronavirus pandemic. The company could raise around 32.86 billion pesos if the over-allotment option of 225.8 million shares would be maxed out. The fundraising initiative will be used to accelerate Converge's fiber network rollout, among others, as it plans to reach 55% of Philippine households by 2025. The company is owned by Pampanga-based businessman Dennis Anthony Uy, not to be confused with the Davao City businessman Dennis Uy, operates mainly in Luzon and serviced so far 2 million households, Rappler.com. So that is the news that will be that people will have to know about in the Philippines. Other than that, let's go to the market action as well. Trying to check if Harbor shipping had news, or is it just a market action. So far, Harbor Star Shipping, still AC Energy taps Harbor Star to complete Iloilo oil spill cleanup. That was July. Harbor Star inks a deal with a Malaysian company. This was 2019. DNR issues a violation notice to AC Energy. That was July 30. Buying 30% of a tugboat operator, 2018. 2017, Harbor Star Shipping acquired a 60% stake in Astro Energy Development, which is 75 megawatt solar. And then it listed in the last 7 years on August 2, 2013. Why am I trying to look for any news on Harbor Star Shipping? It's because it's up 30% today. And I'm not sure what to attribute with it. Okay, so so far, wala akong mabasang news about it. So no recent news about Harbor Star Shipping. But it did go up today, 30%. As you could see, it went up from 106 to 139 with 80 million pesos of volume. When you look at today's top traded, the index is 5937. Dito now and see, medyo steady ngayon. Dito was 616, unchanged, 0%. ASEN was up 8% to 337. Your Ayala Land is still down. Your Now is down today from 477 to 468. Your TUGS is up 30% with volume. Your ICT continued higher. Of course, ICT, we know the reasons why. We mentioned about the Caribe, the terminal, the Cameroon terminal. So it's a port. And then NIKL ACEN continued higher, same trends all the time, 351 to 369. So it's mostly just electric vehicle related. PLDT down 1%, 1292. So yeah, trying to look, but looks like there's no reason for Harbor Star unless you know why. TUGS went up 30% today. So let's take a look at the chart of TUGS. Meron ba sa edge? TUG up 30%, market cap of 1 billion pesos. Take a look here. So far, the chart of TUGS really went up for the day, broke about 120. You've got the resistance here at about 1.55. There's a resistance here at about 1.5. And then so far with this movement today, that means at 105, you have a big range. So today it went up 30% with volume, but we have no reason. We don't know what happened on tugs. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Trying to find if there's any news, but I think no disclosures. Nothing disclosed. Harborstar.com.ph. It says here that the list of top 100 stockholders, initial statement, beneficial ownership of securities. There's no press releases. Yeah, there wasn't any press release on tugs so far. So it was, I think, just a technical move. Subsector of transportation services had a good volume today. So today, tugs is being bought. And then there's news again. Let's take a look on, well, no news, but let's take a look at whether there's what's happening on your Dito now and see. So today is the first day that Dito is giving a red candle after hitting 6.5, rallying from as low as 5.33. That was a big move, and then it stopped at about 616. Whether it can rally tomorrow or not, looks like it's still gonna be volatile. You've got this earlier support at 5.3 to 5.5, and then initial resistance here at about 6.5. Still a resistance here at 7.5 for Dito Telecom. For now, corporation, same thing. We saw that resistance at 6.4, 6 peso, 5.5. Today, it failed to go above 5 and fell down. So medyo dikit with Dito, and now, parehas yung movement. After 3 days of advance, fell down to 468. We will see whether it will be supported at 4. Should it fall down or should it rally tomorrow? Let's see if it rallies. Is 5 a resistance or will it be broken above? So Dito now, and then of course Chelsea is moving alongside with Dito. So Dito went down a bit, so Chelsea also fell down. The charts look almost all the same. So Dito now C looks the same. Let's take a look at your ABS-CBN. ABS-CBN after rallying to 17 fell down to 12.6. When you take a look at this drop, looks like a lot, but it's still within that Fibonacci retracement. So 17 all the way to as low as 7. Let's take a look at that move. We still see that it has that uptrend intact. So as long as it's still above 12 or even above 11, it's still you still don't know whether it can go 17 or 20. It's still there. Now today's movement, ASEN broke out to all-time highs. This is 337. This is an all-time high. After consolidating here at about 3, so we finally saw. So we noticed, diba, we were saying that this continuation was still on an uptrend. After a drop of 290 and failure to fail down, it's steady here at about 310, 312, and then today broke above 337 with volume. ASEN has no news as well, so I think this is just continuation. So from 235 to 275 and 337. ASEN already has discussed that at 2.37, diba, AC Energy will issue shares. So same news from the past. So more like the same news naman. You could see that in the last couple of days, they said that they were infusing. AC Energy is infusing as much as 2 billion pesos. So marami siyang solar energy. These are the bataan. So let's read it again. What are they? So far, AC Energy has been announcing a lot of solar-related power plants, and they were building it not just in the Philippines, but also abroad. So you can read it all in AC Energy, or they have their own website. So you can read that in the same news. So let's just go straight to the website for AC Energy. AC Energy is a NIKL company about us. They've been boosting in all their presences, not just in the country, but also worldwide. AC Energy turns in a profit after restructuring. Affiliate raises a stake in Australia's Infigen. That was July 30. That gets a 2.2 billion peso infusion, July 29. Ingrid plans to build 566 million peso power line. Expands to India, July 21. So striking the energy balance, September 15. You can see October 2, Ayala UPC Renewables top, a Spanish firm, for a solar project. And then on October 9, AC Energy boosts aid for Region 6 communities. Ryzen Energy announces a 140 megawatt supply contract with UPC AC Energy Solar Asia. So you could see that the market is happy, accelerating this energy expansion, renewable energy expansion in the Philippines. And you could see all the news, all the videos, all the latest updates. So in my view, the market is just catching up with the company's fundamentals, and so the technicals just really followed suit. So in terms of, it's not specific to a single news. It's more of about the plans of AC Energy to be the renewable energy superpower in Southeast Asia. Now, for the other names, okay, let's take a look at the other names. Teka lang. So you've got NIKL ACEN as well, continued higher. So we saw that last week, there was that little small doji and continued higher. So continuation pa rin. In the context of NIKL ACEN's uptrend, we only see first resistance really at about 5. That was your previous high. Eh. This is your previous high, your 5. And then you've got this resistance as well at 420. But as long as it's uptrend, then you see NIKL ACEN just continuing further. So even as it fell at 140, this one can make a V-shaped movement, given that there's no resistance that we see on NIKL ACEN except people profit taking. So whenever there was a profit taking, 340 fell to 3, then it went to 360, 370s. There could be some profit taking, as you saw here, there was a profit taking, and then some people re-entered at about 350 or 345, 343, diba? Then renewed continuous. It could rally as high as 420. I wouldn't advise chasing, but I don't think that the trend is over. It might continue further. But really, it's just how this moves. Like almost all the NIKL ACEN and FNI, it moves the same. No, you can see that FNI was the same from 110. It's now 130. Now it's 140 tomorrow or 150. But as long as the trend is intact, then it should be higher. We saw the same even with like what happened with green energy. So it's still continuously the same. Even if it goes down today, sometimes it goes up. So as long as the long-term trend is intact, still upwards. With Apex, take a look at what happened with gold. So from 135, we noticed that was a support. And then right now at 160, 165, you still have that selling pressure from other people who got in at about 170 to 180. That is still a resistance, given that you could see that XAU USD continues to have a resistance as well here at about 2080. So although gold is creeping up, it's not like a 2-1 or 2-2 to convince us that Apex or Felix should go all-time highs. Actually, Felix going all-time highs was met with some profit taking after hitting 5 today, 4.8, because either Felix went up too fast, too soon, or gold has to catch up, whichever. But even if the trend is upwards for gold, I guess some people are still thinking whether they should buy here when they're not sure if it can go to 6. It can also go to 4. So it's more of apprehension on whether they should buy more of their mining picks. Okay, so you could see that the Philippines, you've also got in the top traded names other than ASEN and TUGS. Nickel was up, FNI followed suit. MRC was down today, down 3%. Your MPI is down 4%. And then your ABS, we mentioned already, down 12%, but still intact. Your IDC is up 13%. So let's take a look at all these names. So IDC here, IDC has been said that they've got the stock dividends, and then after rallying to as high as 3, it got knocked down. So after hitting 3, it fell down back to about 2.1, 2.2, and then followed suit again. Even if IDC rallies, then this should be still a resistance at 310. So you can still see that there should be these resistances that you have to be mindful of. So you still have that resistance at 3, 310, 290. So you still have that even if you've got supports here at about 220. So for those who got in 220 to 230, then just take advantage of the volatility. It can go up further, but also there are resistances on the way up. MPI, let's take a look at this. After a buyback share program rallying from about 350 to 360 to as high as 4, it met its first resistance, and then today it's back to 387. However, we will notice that this is a higher low already, so we don't think that MPI will fall back below 3 anytime soon. So any drops we believe, I think will steady be here at about 360 to 370 should it drop. Some people might have bought today at 387, but another at 370. Ano yun? MTI, ICT, 120. Okay, so that's really what's happened in the day. You can see naman in the index, so market value is 5 billion pesos. You've got 105 advancers, 96 decliners. ICT was the top leader. ICT is 120 pesos. Your SM Prime is up 3%. Your Meralco is up 2.7%. Overall, your Metrobank was even 40 pesos, down, not down, it's just up 0.25%. It was crawling, but from a financial perspective, Metrobank was rallying very much versus the other financials. So take a look at these things as well. Even if it's low, you're seeing that these names are going up. So you could see that from 33, now it's 40 for Metrobank. Take a look at your SM Prime. So SM Prime today is 30 pesos. But you still got resistances here at about 32 and 34 for SM Prime. So it's kind of the same. SM Prime and Ayala Land both consolidate and quite neutral. You still have selling pressure at 32 and 34. Now, when you look at JFC and your big names, so JFC is at 145. There's this resistance at 151, but so far it has been trekking a higher low. You could see this was a low of 108. This was a low of 126. This is a low of 131, and this is a low of 138. Looks like Jollibee wants to break above 153. If it breaks above 153, then you've got these resistance, 160, 170, 180. So still there's resistances, but in the last few days, Jollibee has opened in Tim Ho Wan, in Rome. So most people are seeing that Jollibee is trying to get back up through their expansions abroad. So yun, that's it. Let's take a look at your comments, if any. Okay, there's a question, MRC if possible. Okay lang. Sige, let's take a look. MRC. Asan po to? MRC. Actually, MRC was said that they were also transforming their company. So, puro solar din yung parang news on the restructuring. So, I think like everyone is trying to follow the theme na solar energies are really the future. So far naman, this one seems to be just a first day of profit taking, given that 38 cents from 24 cents was really a huge move in the first 3 days. Now, how could MRC be entered? Let's take a look. Assuming that you are bullish on MRC, may chance kasi si MRC talaga mag-pull back, given their nature kasi is really volatile. Take a look what happened here. After rallying from as low as 15 cents to as high as 26 cents, it fell down. Sobrang bilis. Pero of course, nag-recover naman. So it fell to 18 cents. That said, I don't know, Bob. I don't think it will fall 26 cents, honestly speaking. But there might be chance na maka 30 cents or 29 cents. So you might want to check first. Kasi we really have to wait for the market to tell us na support na yan or yeah. So you need to wait. But chances are, I would say that 30 cents or 29 cents, you might find support. In fact, if mas malakas ang MRC, today drop siya, and then tomorrow, let's say, mag-support man sa 32 or 30 cents, if it can intraday bounce, then it means that it is still strong. And how high can it go? As long as the trend naman is intact, no? So far, the trend is up. Malikot lang si MRC, ang bilis bumaba, tapos angat, tapos tutulog, tapos angat. Takot lang siguro ng tao na matulog ulit. Kasi may behavior siya natutulog siya Like, there's that tulog phase. This was August, September, October. So some people took profits na, but I guess you would have to wait whether it consolidates here at 30 or 29 cents if it drops. So that's really my assessment on MRC. Fundamentals-wise, I think MRC was trying to do restructuring. I read that last week. You can find it out. Will PHA continue its rally? Will the history repeat itself for MRC to rally to 1 peso? I don't know if it will rally, given that MRC has that resistance at 50 cents. You could see that, MRC, when you take a look at all the resistances in the last few years, so makita mo where the selling pressure is, no? So 38 cents was actually something seen here. 38 cents was a resistance ever since in the last few years, no? 2017, 2018. And then you also have this resistance again at about 44 cents and 48 cents. So let's take it one step at a time. Let's not assume 1 peso or, just let's see. If it can break 38, then next is 44. But if it can't break 38, then you have to see whether is this move over. Pero I don't know if it's over. You have to see the movement eh. So it's too early to tell if the movement is over. It's over for the first 3 days, yes, profit taking. But is it over for the next 3 months? I'm not quite sure. So this one, I will just put it on a watch list if you want to see whether MRC can further go 40 cents or 48 cents. PHA, let's take a look at this name. So PHA is up today, but 22 cents, 26 cents. Where will be the resistances of PHA? So you've got a lot of resistances for this name. When you say resistance, you've got a lot of selling pressure. So 32 cents and 40 cents. Yun yung first selling pressure of PHA. So I don't know if it will rally further. So far, the market is, this is a bullish move. You could see that from 18-20 cents, it rallied to 28 cents. It could also be just, it could also just stop. There could be a resistance here as well at 28 cents or even here. Even if today, 27 cents, ayan, nagkaroon na ng first. It's kind of hard. These names are very hard to trade because the volume picks up and then the volume goes nowhere. So usually may volume tapos biglang mawawala. So in terms of volume, and mahirap to say on PHA kasi wala pa siya sa volume ng market. So you can see that you need to make a waiting game on that. NIKL Asia, I discussed a while ago. Looks like it can go naman to 4 and 420. So just continue holding. Any thoughts on ACEN? I also discussed ACEN a while ago. Now, when you look at the company news on ACEN, there's no specific news in my view of the breakout. But if you look at the business and the news flows that are coming out on AC Energy, they have been harping out that they want to be the largest renewables in the entire Southeast Asia. And AC Energy also discussed about the restructuring. So they will also be raising money. I think it was 2.37. So those shares are not yet listed in the market. But yun. So with AC Energy, you just have to be aware that the company has some cheap shares issued at 237. And those 2.37, we don't know naman if they will sell or will they just continue to hold. It really depends kasi if they believe in the company in the future of the next 5 to 10 years, they might likely hold lang. I can't say the short term. Short-term ASEN looks to be supported. New highs siya. Broke above 310, 320 today. So okay lang. Mac po, Ma'am Nikki. Okay, Mac. Mac is, we were mentioning that in terms of reopening, this is a company that people can actually take advantage of while it's low. So Macro Asia had a low here at 280, higher low here at about 397, another higher low here at about 4.2. So far, we do see a lot of resistances. So this is an obvious resistance at 5, and then an obvious resistance here at about kahit sa 6, 580, 590. So that said, I think that Macro Asia, the risk reward naman, yan, higher low naman. So if it falls, you've got these supports, 425, 390. We don't have a clue yet whether this is consolidating here at 420. But so far, that is the nearest support that we can see, 420 and 390 for Macro Asia. Similarly, when you're looking at Macro Asia, you're probably going to look as well on Cebu Pacific. So it's the same. Cebu Pacific is also a reopening play. All of these tourism names, all of these airplanes. So if travel resumes, then you could see this 35 go back to 45. So it's something that you have to pay attention to, that these supports are actually consolidations that are accumulations rather than distributions. So yun. There's enough buyers, but we don't know if momentum will pick up. So far, we just know buy at support and then wait it out. Insights on EEI. What can you say sa red weekly ng dito? Yeah, so sa dito, I mentioned kanina, parang sa 650, nahirapan siya. Hindi natin masabi kasi in the context of the long term, up naman si dito. Pero in the short term, nag-resistance si dito sa 770, may resistance sa 7, may resistance today sa 650. Pwede siyang magkaroon ng retest, pwedeng bumagsak si dito ng 6 again below. You notice that magulo pa si dito, it's very volatile. So there's no you don't have a specific, you don't know, parang neutral ka, it can go up, it can go down. If it goes down, you see support at 550 so far for dito. If it goes up, 650, maraming resistances on the way up. On EEI, uptrend naman si EEI, pero hindi ko na bantayan, tingnan natin. EEI, no? EI has been on an uptrend, so they are really a resumption then of the economy. So mostly mga kontrata. EI steady lang. Looks like there's a resistance here at 9. Hopefully it just continues higher. Higher low naman sa 650. If you have EI, then wait it out. See whether it can rally to as high as 8 or 9. If you don't have it, try to find an entry near 650. If it gives, kahit 7 below, nandyan naman yung support. But if you buy at 7, just make sure that you have some ammo at 630 to 650 just in case it gets a deeper pullback. Pero higher low naman yan. Okay. Is Converge ICT a good item to pick up on their IPO? Well, I don't know much really. It looks like it's gonna take a while. They've got 2 million households. They're gonna spend 30 billion pesos. Per se, I like the company Converge, but how it will do in the IPO in the short term, I really am not able to speculate what would happen for the company. It is a venture in the right place, indeed. So they are helping the broadband connection in the entire Philippines. This is a badly needed infrastructure in the Philippines, so you could support in many ways. You could support by subscribing to Converge ICT as a consumer. And then if you see that the consumers are all using Converge, that will dictate to you that Converge can grow from its 2 million households, can it be 5 million households? And that would tell you the story that Converge is a growth company. But if you see that 2 million households cannot grow to 5 million households using the broadband connectivity on Converge, then it couldn't grow. So I think it's, for me, the way I would suggest for Converge is I'll wait and see. I think like I'll pick it up from the market, or I'll pick it up when I see more news. So I'll see whether there's really traction in terms of the broadband connectivity. What do you think on M-Wide? Mega-Wide is also a government contract. So at 7, looks like it's neutral. It has support at 7. Pero I don't know if momentum will catch up. Most of these names, wala pa sila sa momentum. So it's just consolidating at higher lows. So we could see naman higher lows yan. So far, we're seeing higher lows. So 6 and then dito sa 7. So it rallied na from 480 to as high as 6 and then to 7. Still have difficulty, of course, kasi M-Wide will still need a lot of if you're buying this, you're not buying it naman in the short term. Kasi in the short term, wala ka masabi. Pwedeng mag-8, pero pwede ring matulog sa 7. In the short term, anything can happen for M-Wide. We're seeing it as it's neutral. I'd put it neutral for now. Yun. So thanks guys for watching the Philippine Market Show, and let's see you again. Do watch our global market updates as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.